So if you are new to this series or have not seen it before, this is covering all of It Welcome to Derry from the episode I'm watching now that just came out recently or any episode before that. So if you do not want spoilers, you can always watch the show and then click back on this video. But if you do want spoilers, let's talk. So we get the first clip with the kids riding their bikes all the way down to the office to report what happens with the pictures they've taken from episode 3. And I really liked that they did this, and the pictures didn't really show anything because they're given a good layout of how he could be chipped off, that these were the kids affected that they're inherently looking for as of right now, right? And I really like that because I feel like that is giving a good answer to how are these storylines going to meet. And I think they did a good meeting ground too, because then Will's father, I believe, comes to the office after the vision of his son drowning, his father, and he's coming up asking what's wrong. And then you get the hypnotize and that whole scene, which I really like. I think that gives a good explanation and the whole myth. I like the direction we're going. This is really best described as like a filler episode, if I'm being honest, which I do enjoy. We get more focused on the military part of the story, which I do like, and we get Pennywise and the various forms and fears here, which I do like, with father and how he came forward, how the kids are meeting, how the guy who's having to deal with all of this and how he's kind of coming around finding out exactly what he's involved in, which I do like. And I just think that is great. I really do like what we get so far. So going up for there, but I do think we're lacking a little bit here with how good that episode comes with the military and that kind of storyline, how we find that information out. Where I say this is the kid story. So all the way at episode 1, we get the arrest of Ronnie's father, and that was a high tension of episode 2, which I really enjoyed. But now it seems like the tension really isn't there anymore. Like, there's one line she says, but my father's going to be sent to this location, which I think is good that they really kind of dove into like what happened with that and how the families are of Ronnie's family and the family of the kids kind of weeding together, which I do like. I really like Charlotte's character and how that kind of story is weeding into everything. Even with the Native Americans, I really like that aspect too, but at the same time, it's like the kids here, Ronnie and Lily's tension I really liked, but now it's just kind of gone. Like, it's kind of forgotten in the past, like it's no big deal, which I really wish we got more of a tension feel before them in the show, like we did in episode 2. I really think the effect with the eyes were really goofy. I do get what we're going with, having her with the eyes. And with glasses, I can get with contacts glasses. I get that, but I feel like the eyes was so goofy. Like, the effect itself looked really goofy to me, and I wasn't a big fan of that. And where you end up with Lily chasing down and looking like she did that, that's where we kind of end off with the kids, right? With Lily being found like that, screaming, "No, I didn't do that," basically. And as much as I do like that, it's very much obvious she's gonna send to Juniper Hill. And with what's going on, is Jupiter Hill going to be involved with the story? Because I don't see it right now myself. But with how many times she gets sent there so far, because Jupiter's already sent there once, came out, and now she's getting sent there again probably after this. It seems like a real threat, but like how many times she's being sent there, I guess can say a lot. But I guess Juniper Hill, what I'm trying to say, I guess, is where does it come to the story? I don't really see how it comes to the story except a consequence, which I do like. So overall, I like this episode, but I feel like the adult storyline was done really well, and I like where things are going. I like the breadcrumbs of how the adult and kids storyline are going to meet, but I feel like we're lacking a little bit with the kids. The tension between Lily and Ronnie is pretty much practically gone, except for that one line in this entire episode. And I get we're facing other things, but I really just wish we got more. I really like the Pennywise visions here. Overall, I think it was a good episode, but I really wish we got a little more from the kids storyline, and I really wish that tension was there again. So overall, I think this episode was a solid one. I did enjoy it. Comment down below if you're watching this series so far, what you think about it, what you thought of the episode, what's your favorite episode so far. Personally, mine is most definitely the third one. I really enjoyed that. Not only the effects, but the transitions. It was a great episode. Comment down below, because the next video I film right now, if I'm playing this right, we'll be talking about therapy and what characters actually need it. I'll see you guys soon with that.